morning, good morning, good morning. I'm Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton on the Good Morning Show. And hanging out with us is the illustrious Tammy Barney. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. How are you, Mr. Eddie?
I'm doing well. How's everything going with you?
It's going great. It's Friday.
It is. It is Friday. Or as Will Sutton likes to say, Friday!
Yes.
It's Friday! I hope that everyone is having a good morning this morning. First things first, y'all, could you please just at least try to act like you got some sense on the road? Just drive a little bit safely. Just try. I saw some bad stuff this morning. No accidents this morning, but I did see some really reckless driving.
Weaving in and out of traffic?
Yeah, but it was bad. It was really bad. When I say 2-3 cars at a time doing it.
That's
Yes,
scary.
It is. Somebody was like in a really nice BMW too.
Oh, wow.
You don't like your BMW? That's a nice car that you had. That's a nice ride. Nice piece of machinery.
But it will crumple just like all the rest of them.
Oh, it's gonna crumble just like a Corolla.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now. Yeah. So wherever you're going, man, this morning, please, you will get there. Even if you get there late, just get there in one piece. That's all we're asking, okay? That's all we're asking. And today's forecast, hot.
That about sums it up.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we have to really go through it.
Hot.
That's what today is. So Tammy, I have not asked you much about. I haven't asked you anything about you. I mean, you're right. You do some great pieces. Actually, for my show, The Way Forward, I read one of your pieces from Verite. I wish I could remember what it was. I was compelled to read it though. But what do you have going these days? I mean, what can we look forward to from Tammy Barney?
Well, I do write a Black history column for Verite News.
Yep.
And I write about everything and anything that happened in this city back in the day. That's the name of the column, Back in the Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been learning so much about our history that I didn't know about because they don't teach it to us in school, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So I've learned about a lot of jazz musicians, about all of the Black leaders from this city that were involved during Reconstruction, all our civil rights leaders, business people. I mean, this city has just done so much to contribute to not only this state, but this country and the world. And I'm so glad that I can share that with folks.
Is there a piece that you can think about right now that made you say, aha? Anything at all?
Oh, there are so many.
I know there are a lot of them.
The one that I think is coming out today, I wrote about Melvin Lasty, and the trumpet player and his huge musical family from the Lower Nine, and just how he contributed to he played a lot of session music,
Mm-hmm.
played for soul stars like Aretha Franklin, Sam Cooke, Dr. John. And when I found this picture online of him blowing his horn and smoking a cigarette at the same time, I'm like, how do you do that? But then I listened to one of his recordings, and it was just the smoothest, sweet sound from that horn. So there's just so many musical greats here that I had never heard of, and I'm ashamed to say that, but I'm learning all about them now, and they contributed to. I was watching Trombone Shorty did a little video that I saw this morning, and he talks about how from Louis Armstrong to Buddy Bolden to all the way to now where we have Lil Wayne and Big Frida, how everything has contributed to where New Orleans music is today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's influenced the country. It's not just here.
It has. I when you talk about somebody who can do something really neat with instruments, my man Kurt Brunis, Kurt, who, golly, I think he just had a gig at the Carousel Bar, if I'm not mistaken. He either just had one of those coming up, but Kurt, I emceed a show when Kurt was playing. And when I was emceeing the show, I looked at Kurt and I said, "Kurt, are you going to do the thing this today? Are you going to do the thing tonight?" And he's like, "Yeah, Eddie, I'm going to do the thing." I said, "You got to do the thing.
The
You
thing.
have to do the thing." The thing is that there's a part of his show when he plays the trumpet and the piano at the same time.
What?
The man plays the trumpet with one hand and plays the piano with the other hand.
That's amazing. That's
It
just, that's
is.
unbelievable.
It is. And the first time
I
I
can't
saw
do either with two hands.
exactly. The first time I saw him do it, I just stood there and I went, "What is he doing?" I mean, so when you talk about how impressive not only our history when it comes to musicians, but the talent, the level of creativity.
Yes.
I mean, when I think about creativity, when I listen to John Baptiste,
Very creative. I love him.
I listen to him, and the only question I ever have when I listen to John Baptiste is, where's this coming from?
Hmm.
That is always my question with him. And that dude is about as New Orleans can get.
Definitely.
I mean, that man has not forgotten an ounce of being a New Orleanian. I mean, no matter what he's doing, no matter where he is. I remember I was watching this video he posted. He was in France and he just decided to do a pop-up show, I think in Paris or
Oh,
someplace like that.
wow.
And so the way he was doing it at the time was he would do a video and he would say, "All right, y'all, tonight I'm going to be at such and such and such and such." But he, but he is such a New Orleanian that he grabbed the phone and he's like, "Okay, all right, y'all. So tonight, all right, and I was like, this dude. But I love that about him. That's what I love the most about him. Like he doesn't hide anything. He doesn't hide being a New Orleanian
And
at
I
all.
love that.
Yeah,
There's
like
nothing to hide.
no, no, there's nothing too high. There's absolutely nothing. I mean, he's like that. Trombone Shorty is like that. Harry Connick Jr. is like that.
Oh,
Actually,
yes.
Harry Connick Jr. does not hide being a New
He does
Orleanian.
not.
No, he doesn't like it. That dude is straight out of Uptown. I mean,
Yes.
wherever he was born, but or wherever
Yes.
he grew up, but he's straight out of there. So yeah, so that is awesome for you to be able to get on this journey and to be able to discover this stuff. And you're from Detroit, right?
Yes, I was born in Detroit, moved here when I was 13.
Okay, all right.
So I
got
went
it.
to high school here, people. So I'm from here. I went to McDonough 35. I'm a Ron Eagle for life.
So you are legit.
I am legit.
You are
Although my
legit.
husband, who was born here, always said, "Well, you're not from here." I am.
Why? Why it gotta be like
Yeah,
that?
that's how I was all the time.
It gets into your system though.
It does.
I mean, my wife is from North Carolina, Winston Salem. Didn't move to New Orleans until she moved here with me in 2018. This sister is making yakamine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well, my daughter makes some mean yakamine. I didn't pick up that, but
she does
yeah,
legit
that's
yakamine.
cool.
Legit yakamine. I mean, she can do her thing. So her next project, um, buttermilk drops. That's her next project.
Call me. I worked at McKinsey's for was it 3 or 4 years, and that was my
No!
favorite
Which
buttermilk
one?
job. Well, we did a rotating thing, so I would work on Morrison Road, I'd work on Reed, I'd work on Chef.
What?
Yes,
You
that
worked
was
at
my first
McKinsey's?
job. Yes,
You're a celebrity. Get out of here.
and the buttermilk drops. That's the one thing I miss from there. But some people
Yeah.
say the king cake, other people
No.
say the turtles. I miss the
No, it's
buttermilk
the
drops.
buttermilk drops. It is the buttermilk drops. Yeah. No, there's no question about it. That is so cool though. That
Yeah.
you I don't know. I mean, I think you have more credibility having worked at McKinsey's than you do as a writer.
Probably so.
I mean, do you understand? I mean, McKinsey's is that was such a part of our upbringing in New Orleans.
Yes.
It really was. I remember my dad would have me walk to Mackenzie. So I grew up on Dumaine Street. Grew up on Dumaine, a couple of blocks off Orleans and Claiborne. My dad would have me walk to the Mackenzies at oh goodness, Galvez and Saint Bernard.
Okay.
I would walk to the Galveston St. Bernard Mackenzie's
Wow.
to go get stuff. It was either there or I would walk to the Tasties at Esplanade
Oh,
and Broad.
tasties.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and my dad would send me to get donuts or something like that from either one of them, and so that was the Sunday run. That was the Sunday walk for me,
That
and
was a fun walk.
it was I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was such a fun walk, and I live in the suburbs now, and it is
You
not
do
the
live in
same.
the suburbs. You
Yeah,
do.
it's just not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not. It's. I was actually talking to someone about this who he's with a nonprofit that does public health studies,
Hmm.
and I was telling him, when we talk about social determinants of health, one of the things I told him was, I mean, yeah, I moved into a nice house, got a nice house that I could afford.
Hmm.
Um, that's the main motivation. My wife, she wanted a place that was kind of away so that she could do work, but then when we're at home, it feels almost like a retreat. So that was kind of the thought that went into it. Not to mention there was a walk-in closet that she saw,
Well, that
and
would do
yeah,
it for me
yeah,
right there.
yeah,
Walk-in closet.
yeah. There was a walk-in closet, and she posed. So I was like, okay, this is the house that we have to buy. It was a done deal. But the thing is, as I told him, I said, where I live is a nice neighborhood.
Hmm.
I said, but it's not walkable because there are no sidewalks.
Oh, you're in one of those neighborhoods.
So when we
No
walk,
sidewalks.
right? So when we walk the dog and stuff like that, like we're in the street, and people, of course, because it's the suburbs, everybody's whipping around corners at 30 miles an hour and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Um, and I said, actually, it almost stresses me out sometimes.
Hmm.
And he said, here's one thing that a lot of people don't know about the suburbs. He said, it is actually not as healthy as people think because loneliness is an epidemic in the suburbs
Oh,
because everybody is so fixated on getting away from everybody else.
that makes
So
sense.
the people in the suburbs don't form the kind of community that people in the city form in the urban area. And and when he told me that, I said that makes a lot of sense because I grew up walking through a neighborhood, all the time
Hmm.
and waving at the neighbors and talking to the neighbors and that sort of and I don't have that anymore. As a matter of fact, I've tried to connect with a couple of my neighbors where I am right now, and it's no dice. It's not
No
happening.
diet. Really?
Nah, not happening. Not ha-
That's
I've
interesting.
invited a couple of cookouts and that sort of thing, and they haven't taken me up
Nobody
on it.
brought you an apple pie or cookies or anything when you moved in?
There's one neighbor who brings cookies over every Christmas.
Hmm.
Odd. But and so I mean, and I appreciate the neighbor for doing this, but it's interesting. We talk. It's like, hey, how's it going? It's going all right. And that's pretty much it. And then and then they had a dog that passed away.
Oh,
My wife took a plant over, and when my wife took the plant over, she was like, "I know what it's like to lose a pet." Blah blah blah. And they just kind of looked at her like she was nuts. And she
wow.
was like, "Here, just take the plant." She just came back
No,
home.
that is not naturally New Orleans. Sorry. That's not it.
Exactly.
That's not it.
But this guy told me, he said, is actually public health in the suburbs is not is not what people think it is. It is not the getaway that people think it is. People in the suburbs tend to be lonelier. There was actually I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a show on HBO called DTF St. Louis.
No, I haven't seen that.
It's one of HBO's. It's an HBO show. That's all. That's it's an HBO show, but it actually goes into the mystery of a death of this guy's death, and they live in the suburbs of St. Louis.
Hmm.
But one of the themes that came up in that show was the connection between his death and being lonely in the suburbs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really interesting when I was watching it, and while I'm watching it, and as they're exploring this part of the story, I'm going, huh, this actually makes sense.
It does. Now that you say that.
It does. But what it is a bunch of people trying to get away from everybody else. Why?
Why?
I mean,
They're not
why?
that bad.
No, I mean, I mean, I do kind of miss walking down the street to a store. I miss that. I miss walking down the street to a store. Now I have to drive 6 minutes to get to a store.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah, I got to drive
you're way
6 minutes.
out.
Yeah, 6 minutes to get to a store. So I miss walking down the street. And as an adult, I would love to walk down the street to a bar,
Mm-hmm.
go to the bar, have a drink, say hello, laugh real loud with somebody, and go back home. I would love to have that. That would be really cool.
That sounds cool.
Yes. Good
You're
morning to the
missing out.
folks. Yes, I'm sorry. We're about to say
I
no.
said you're missing out.
Thank you, Barney. Good morning to the folks on Facebook. Charles Ferguson, good morning to you. Jacqueline Wilmore, good morning to you. Thank you so much for hanging out. And good morning. Ryan. I'm just going to do that one. Ryan Rett. Good morning to you. Charles Ferguson said with Mackenzie's, don't forget the blackout cake.
Yes, I've forgotten about the blackout
I
cake.
forgot
Those
about
were
the
big sellers.
Yeah, they were. I forgot about that. And then let's see. Oh, Jacqueline Wilmore said you can get the Mackenzie buttermilk drop from the tasty Mackenzie restaurant on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. They have the original Mackenzie's recipes.
I've tried those. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just not the same.
Alicia Plummer, not a fan of the buttermilk drops,
Ah.
but love the German chocolate cakes.
Oh, those were yes.
That's my
And
favorite
That was
cake.
my mom's favorite. She loved German chocolate cake.
I
so,
forgot
yeah.
about the German chocolate cake. How could I forget about the German? That's my favorite type of cake. I love German chocolate
It's so
cakes.
good.
Yeah, they are. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah, whatever your memory is, you can drop it in the comments. We would love that. Let us know if you have a memory there. And also as far as stuff that Tammy is writing, so you have your verite stuff, you have your advocate stuff as well.
Yes.
Very cool. Huh.
Back in my element. I love writing. I did the
I was gonna
public
ask you
relation
how
things
I was
for a minute, but
I'm,
I'm a writer at heart.
yeah, I was gonna ask you how much you love writing.
I love writing. It's something I've been doing for so long I can't even remember how long I've been doing it.
Is that what you've always wanted to do?
Always from
That is really cool.
junior year in high school, an English teacher suggested that I join the newspaper staff.
Mm.
And I took her suggestion, wrote about the football coach at the time, knew nothing about football. So I was very nervous, but I did the interview. And when I saw my byline for the first time, I was hooked.
Oh man, that is so cool.
So we were talking earlier about going to college and how some students are kind of,
Yeah.
wandering. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I was laser focused.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it in 4 years because I couldn't afford to stay longer than that. And just I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and still enjoy doing it.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. One thing I have got to say, this about McDonough 35 is 35 has produced outstanding writers. Outstanding. I mean, there are a lot of folks who I know from 35 who y'all just do your thing.
Mhm.
Y'all just do. I mean, journalism, creative writing, the whole bit. So good morning, and here's to the Ron Eagles.
Yes. Go
Yes.
Ron Eagles.
All right, but you're about to be overwhelmed because in the next segment there will be another Purple Nighter enter
Oh,
into the
no.
room, enter in the studio.
Not another Purple Night.
Yeah, we'll-
Shout out to all my Purple Night friends out there.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And coming up in just a couple of minutes, we are going to be talking to Eddie Campos III. He is one one of the new folks leading safety at LSU New Orleans. So we're going to talk to him about this new phase of his career. I'm Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton, and along with Tammy Barney on the Good Morning Show on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Friday morning, I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. As city leaders look to reform the Sewage and Water Board, a council subcommittee approves 8 appointments to the Utilities Board of Directors. Along with the 2 members of the Board of Liquidation, City Debt, 6 New Orleans citizens are being appointed to the board. 2 are returning members, 4 are new. All will be subject to final approval by the full city council next week. This morning, more witnesses will take the stand in the Stage Rex murder trial. It comes after an emotional day of testimony from the victim's sister. Disbarred attorney Sean Alfredish and Leon Parker face charges in connection with the death of federal witness Cornelius Garrison. Family members of Nolan Wells and civil rights leaders are now demanding a federal investigation into the death of the Mississippi teen. He disappeared while on a trip with friends to Horn Island during the July 4th holiday. His body was found a few days later. The Congressional Black Caucus sent a letter urging the DOJ to determine whether a separate federal investigation, including a possible civil rights investigation, is warranted. And today is the last day for New Orleans youth to sign up for the Opportunity Pass pilot program. Officials say they're no longer taking new enrollments due to high demand. The program provides free RTA rides to Orleans Parish 16 to 24-year-olds. Those of you already signed up will not be affected. Paper pass users will have to visit a New Orleans public library location for monthly renewals. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend.
Attention, WBOK listeners. Are you a fan of the station and want to show your support and style? Well, we've got some exciting news for you. Introducing the official WBOK merchandise, the perfect way to wear your love for the station. Whether you're a longtime listener or a new fan, we've got something for everyone. Head to WBOK1230.com now and grab your WBOK gear before it's gone. When you buy WBOK merch, you're not just getting quality items, you're supporting the station you love.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Step back into time and experience the moments that shaped our world. At the National World War II Museum, this world-renowned museum brings history to life, telling the stories of the American experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. From immersive exhibits to powerful personal stories, this is more than a museum. Go to nationalww2museum.org and plan your visit today.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This summer, the place to be is downtown. From incredible restaurants and shopping to retail, wellness, and so much more. Enjoy special offers and discounts from participating downtown businesses all season long. Brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Whether it's after work, date night, or weekend fun, there's always something happening downtown. Plan your next outing at participating locations like Coppervine, Mother's, the Audubon Aquarium, and Riverwalk Outlets. Visit downtownnola.com. Summer starts here.
Did you hear the news? Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom has a new time. Catch us now every Wednesday at noon. Same program, same great conversations. Just a new time. So catch Dr. Clark's 101 The Living Classroom this Wednesday and every Wednesday only on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
This is your news update for WBOK from WDSU. For all your news and weather, watch WDSU News, New Orleans leader in live, local, late-breaking news. Today at noon and 4 p.m.
Today is another WDSU First Warning Weather Impact Day because of a heat advisory. Today's actual highs 93 to 100, feeling like 108 and above. Limited rain chances, so most of us will end up staying dry, so the heat is our main factor for today. Then overnight, expecting lows 75 to 79, and then for your Saturday, 94 to 101 is possible. More heat advisories and heat headlines expected over the weekend. From the WDSU First Warning Weather Center, I'm Raven Reshaw.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
And good morning. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Eddie Francis and for Will Sutton, Tammy Barney hanging out with us. I hope you're having a good morning. So one of your fellow Ron Eagles decided to shout you out, or at least shout out the school. A choice, not an echo.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the motto.
That's one of them.
That is one of the mottos. Okay, very cool. Alicia Plummer. I keep forgetting Alicia went to 35, but yeah, there you go. And then Jacqueline Wilmore. We were talking about Mackenzie's earlier. She said, "I love the chocolate petite fours."
Yes, those were always so cute.
Or as one of my frat
little cakes.
Yes, or as one of my frat brother calls them, the petite four. we were doing something once, and I was kind of nibbling on something, and he goes, "Eddie, why you eating like a petty foe?" And I was like, "What's a petty foe?" Joining us this morning is somebody you might kind of, sort of, maybe know. Eddie Campos III. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
Yes, one of the newest leaders of security, or I should say safety, over at LSU New Orleans. I'm finally used to saying LSU New Orleans.
Yes.
Man, it's been a journey getting there.
It has been a journey. It has been.
We love that LSU brand.
Yeah, man. I know. So wait a minute. Now, what I have to so I'm gonna out somebody in the studio right now. We have one of the folks from marketing communications from LSU New Orleans. Is the fight song still the same, or is it going to be a new fight song? Is it? Yeah, we'll have to see. All right, so let me tell. So my brother was in a pep band at UNO.
I remember that.
Yeah, so he was in a pep band. So I learned UNO's fight song.
Yeah.
And so I used to be in the stands at the basketball games. UNO.
That's LSU, New Orleans.
Yeah,
right.
So now we have to see what that's going to look like.
It's going to be interesting to see. A lot of new changes.
But good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, I couldn't be better. Couldn't be better. I see she's in my seat.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm just
man,
borrowing it for a little bit.
Yeah, I used to do this show for about a 6-month period. That was one of the greatest pleasures of my life.
Well, good, man. That's good. That's good. So, but you're in a seat of honor right now.
Oh, I tell you.
A couple of seats of well,
Yeah.
hold on. One of the big seats. So I have to mention this. So, Eddie Campos III is one of the newest members of the St. Augustine High School Hall of Fame.
Woo, woo, woo.
I tell you.
Look at you, man.
That is like the greatest honor in my entire life.
Man,
And-
congratulations.
And I don't
amazing.
say that lightly. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I've been blessed, to have been bestowed on me many honors. I won National Policeman of the Year for the whole United States. And Vice President Gore came and gave me the award, and I was humbled. But to be recognized by my peers,
Yeah.
my brothers from St. Augustine, who deem me worthy with so many other accomplished young men who have graduated from St. Augustine, is truly the greatest honor of my life. It's the acme of any achievement I've ever done. And I'm humbled and grateful and thankful for such an honor.
Man, congratulations. Eddie.
Congrats.
That is so dope. And we, just so we know also, there are common threads in this studio right now. So between me, Eddie, and Jared, you have the connection of St. Peter Claver, St. Aug, and Loyola.
And Loyola.
Isn't that a trip?
That's a
And
trip.
then I went to Loyola too. So
And then you're you're a wolf too.
I am.
Exactly. I mean, it's just a blessing.
Yeah, man.
And I've watched this younger man maturate into the great person that he is.
Who's maturating?
Well, you still maturate.
yeah, he still is.
You
I'm not there, man.
Yeah, you're getting close. Under Maslow's hierarchy, you have reached self-actualization. So you have self-actualized, young man. You're self-actualized.
I guess so.
And I watched your journey with pride.
Trying to get to the top of that pyramid, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tell us about your newest endeavor over at LSU New Orleans, man. What are we doing to keep the campus safe these days?
Well, the first thing we've done that's really important, we have a chancellor that is incredible. Chancellor Whelan, she has been so supportive of our new initiatives. Basically, in order for a learning environment to take place, parents have to be comfortable that their children are safe. And safety is not an option, it's a priority. And we have created an environment at LSU New Orleans that puts safety first, where it's not just safety as it relates to community policing safety, where you're stopping people from getting robbed or such things such as this. I'm talking about a safe environment, a safe learning environment, a nurturing learning environment, where kids understand that they're loved, they're cared for, and more importantly, where parents understand their kids are loved and cared for, and they will be safe. So we basically looking at it from a situation where it's a holistic standpoint. We're not just talking about traditional policing. We're talking about community policing at the highest level. Because the mission at a university, the mission in a major city as far as policing is totally different.
Yeah.
We're more here to service the organization and follow the mission of helping kids to matriculate through the campus with less fewest problems as possible. And we want our kids to learn. We want them to blossom. We want them to enjoy the experience because word of mouth is the greatest advertisement we have.
One of the things that, especially having worked marketing communications in higher education, one of the things that I always tell people, and Tammy also has done marketing communications in higher ed, and one of the things that I always tell people is that a college campus is a small city. I mean, you have your citizens, your students are your citizens, right? And then, of course, you have your faculty and staff who are always there, who are always present. Right. But then if anybody needs any services, it's right there on the campus. So, I mean, in essence, you are helping to lead safety in a small city.
Oh, yeah, we're a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
I'm not just over the police department. I'm over risk management. I'm over safety and emergency preparedness. I help with the IT department. I'm not over IT, but I work very closely with IT, and I work very close with the administration. And when you look at it from that perspective, we take a holistic approach. We look at everyone as an individual. We don't look at it from a situation where there's a cookie-cut approach. We look at it as an individual because everybody have different needs. Everybody have different wants. Case in point, they had a lady that was walking in the administration building. We were just coming back from a staff meeting. She was looking for the library. Well, the library is on the other side of the campus to register her child. Our CFO, Norman Barnum, he's like the number 2 person. He stopped everything he was doing, as busy as he was, and gave this lady instructions. And he offered to bring her to the library, but I knew he was so busy, so I took her instead. And she said, "Who was that guy?" He was like one of the guys that works in recruiting. I said, "No, that was the number 2 person."
Wow.
That was the CFO of university that took his time.
Yeah.
Took like 15 minutes of his time to explain to the lady, about the enrollment process and admission process. And, I mean, she was just blown away. And when I brought her to the library, I drove her in my car. She said, "Boy, am I did I send my daughter to the right place?" See, you can't put a price tag on that type of personal service. When the chancellor, who is just as receptive as the CFO, is stopping out of their busy day to actually take care of the needs of an individual student, you're building something that you can't put a price tag on. You're building a sense of belonging, a sense of security, a sense of ownership, in a sense where every person is important.
Yeah, yeah. And good morning to Norman $1 Million Smile Barnum.
My man.
My dude, man. My dude. And another distinguished Ron Eagle, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
What drew you to this opportunity?
Oh, it's so funny. I was working for my son, and my son is very successful. And I had a job where I was the host for the suite. He has a suite for the Pelicans game. Everybody says that's a dream job. All you're doing is ordering drinks and food for people, and you're making a very good salary. He's paying me 6 figures. My
Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
He loves his dad. He loves his dad. But I was like, son, I love you and I appreciate what you're doing for me. I said, but I don't think God has brought me through my journey, through the police department, through Hurricane Katrina, through the Recovery School District, and wants me to spend the last years of my life, ordering drinks and ordering people food. I said, God is going to give me a sign and a direction. I talked to Pastor Luda about it. He said, God's going to order your steps. And somebody called me up and told me to apply for the Chiefs job. Well, I applied for the Chiefs job. I applied on the last day. And they more or less had already picked the chief because I waited till the last minute. But I was going through they were going through the motions with me because I did apply for the job. And I met the Chancellor Whelan. And she felt my energy. She felt my passion. And she said, oh, my God, I can't let this man get out the room. She got with Norman Barnum, and we discussed it. And they created a role for me, whereas I'm over the police department, I'm over risk management, I'm over safety, I'm over emergency preparedness, because they were going to fill those jobs with like 2 or 3 different people. She said, if I hire him, he can do all 3. And I have been so happy because I see the motivation. I see the contagious positivity. I mean, it's real. The energy is real. Like I tell people, energy is palpable. Like people always say the only 2 things that's apodictic is death and taxes. Well, I have to fight that adage because energy is also certain. Excellence is also certain. Positivity is also certain when you put it in the right hands. And the leadership that we have at UNO with our new chancellor and our CFO, I'm certain that excellence is going to be the standard.
That's so amazing. So now that you're in this new role, what are some of your priorities going to be?
Well, we've already done a whole bunch of things. We've basically did safety inspections of all the labs, and some of the labs, had a few problems, few things that happened all the way back from Katrina. So we took the bull by the horns, and a young man named Kermit Francis, our safety guy, he's incredible. And we've gotten this thing cleaned up in less than 60 days, and it had been lying dormant for 2 years because of the help and the support of the administration. We were able to do things that hadn't been done in 20 years. We also did a new protocol as it relates to our emergency preparedness system. So we have now protocols in place that's up to date as it relates to utilizing our resources to their optimal efficiency. Something simple as this. We've spotted all the areas in the city, on the campus that actually flood. So when an incident happens, we barricade off so people's cars are not getting flooded. That's something simple. One of the other things that we did, our police department was not trained in active shooter in years. So we did an active shooter training at Xavier University, and then we came back and did another one at our university. And so the officer was saying, well, Chief, why? We just went to active shooter. I said, yeah, you work at Xavier? They said, no. I said, where you work at? We work at LSU New Orleans. I said, well, guess what? Now you're going to learn how to defend your home court. Yeah. And we brought the SWAT team in from NOPD. Shout out to JP SWAT team and NOPD SWAT team for volunteering to help. Commander Pezon, I raised that young boy. He's excellent. And I tell people all the time, because of my relationships in law enforcement, I'm pretty well respected. These guys basically are very receptive when we ask for help. So, we've opened up a lot of things that haven't been done before. We've done an assessment, and what we do every time we have a major event, I do an after action. And after I do after action, I grade us, and then I do an executive summary. And I send that thing in, send that paperwork to the administrator. Say that thing. But I'm talking like I'm back in the block.
6th Ward. 6th Ward just came right back
6th Ward just jumped out me. I send that thing up. That 6th Ward jumped out me. But what we do, so we have measures in place to basically look at what we've done good and enhance that, and what we didn't do so well with. We had one situation talking about those barricades. Well, they blew away because we forgot to put the sandbags on. So In the after action report, we put the sandbags. Next event we had the sandbags, barricades stayed where they're supposed to stay. So, I'm always you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're not staying the same. So we're always trying to get better because, like I say, excellence is the standard at LSU New Orleans.
So one thing that some people may be confused about, especially if they keep up with LSU New Orleans and they keep up with higher ed, is they might have seen that the university made the announcement about Jose Campuzano becoming, and I know Camp from working with him at Dillard.
At Dillard, yeah, he was the chief at Dillard.
So for people who might not realize, because I know some people just like, what? He replaced Campuzano? So what's the relationship?
Well, I'm his supervisor.
Okay.
I don't handle the day-to-day of the police department. I'm basically the individual that sets the standard of what we're going to do as far as training, and what we're going to do as far as dealing with the CALEA. I always say CALEA. Clery. CALEA's with NOPD.
Yeah.
I spent a year doing CALEA. That's why it's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But Clery on the college level.
Yeah.
So we've been doing, I'm in charge of making sure that Clery standards are followed up. I'm in charge of the safety and emergency preparedness. And I'm also in charge of risk management. So my job is a lot broader than the police department. When you look at the police department, we've gone to the community policing model, and I'm telling you, Jose is doing an outstanding job.
Yeah.
It's with the training, but that's just a small part of what I do.
For people who don't know what Clery is, what is that?
Clery is basically a standard that you have to have as a college to report different crimes. The Clery Act was when enacted because at one of the universities, the individual was attacked and assaulted and killed, and the actual report on the crime at that university was not made known to the parents. The parents said had they known this, they would have not sent their child there. So now every university is obligated to give information, have it readily available about the crime that's taking place, about the investigation that's taking place. So Clery is basically something that's mandated, and failure to put these protocols in place, and it causes punitive damage to the university. So we make sure we're on that. And we set the tone for Clery because, trust me, that is our top priority, to make sure that we're in compliance with the Clery regulations.
That's good to know that you're going to be in compliance with those things, because I think that's very important for parents to have all the information they need about their kids. I'm curious, though, what is it for you personally to be having this position at LSU New Orleans? What does this campus mean to you?
Well, it's the culmination of all the things that I've done in law enforcement and in the community. To be part of the renaissance of this university is how I plan to spend the rest of my adult life. I've been in law enforcement for almost 47 years.
You don't look 47. How is that?
Well, I'm 68, and I know I have a minimum of 15 good years left back to work.
Yeah.
And I said, how do I want to spend the last years of my life, my professional life? And it means that I'm in an environment that's going to change the perception of a city, because we're not just a university that's located in New Orleans that's basically separated from our community. We are part of the community. We are part of the revolution. The renaissance of changing the ideology of what people think of our educational system. We have some of the best and brightest instructors in this state, but because of situations and circumstances that are beyond my control that I don't know about, kids didn't want to come. The enrollment went down drastically. Well, now we're changing that. We're doing a didactic paradigm shift, whereas the learning thing, I keep saying the learning protocols are basically going to be more student-centered for them to be successful. Success looks different to different people. To us, success means we have a nurturing environment where our kids can matriculate through and become positive citizens and positive professionals in their field of choice. And we are providing that. We're providing an avenue for success. We're going to solve a lot of problems in the city that relates to employment, because we're going to have a workforce that is employable. We won't have to outsource all the technical jobs and professional jobs, because we're training our university population to be ready for the future, to be ready to take their part as productive citizens. And they're not going to want to leave New Orleans because their experience at LSU New Orleans is going to be so great. They're going to fall in love with us all over again.
We're going to take a break, and we're going to be back in just a little bit to talk to Chief Eddie Campos III. I'm Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton. Tammy Barney's hanging out with us on the Good Morning Show on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Real issues, real talk, real solutions. Miss an episode of The Reality Check? You can catch every episode anytime. Search WBOK Media on your favorite podcast app to tap the bold commentary, real-time reactions, and powerful perspectives from the people and leaders shaping our city. Download, share, and rate it 5 stars because the real ones always stay informed.
New Orleans parents, is your child preparing for the ACT? Top Tutors for Us provides personalized test prep designed for African American students who will connect with tutors who look like them from top HBCUs. Our students receive targeted instruction, consistent practice, and the encouragement they need to raise their scores and compete for college scholarships. Founded right here in New Orleans, our award-winning program was designed with our students in mind. Don't wait until test day. Visit TopTutorsForUs.com and help your child begin preparing today.
Greetings and salutations. I am Elwood B. Coulon Smith, chairman of the board of the New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. We'd like to invite you to tune in every Wednesday at 12 noon on WBOK to listen in on Black to Business and be a part of the movement that's going on. Thank you.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
This invitation goes out to all of us unworthy sinners who's been saved by the grace of God, where you and I are only made worthy by the blood of the Lamb and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. We're FIJTC, Faithers in Jesus the Christ. My name is Mr. Rocky. You can tune in to WBOK 12:30 a.m. Sunday mornings from 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Hope to see you there.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
And good morning. Welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton. Tammy Barney's hanging out with us. And the chief himself, Eddie Campos III, over at LSU New Orleans. My brother, good to see you as always.
Oh, great to be here. Great to be here.
So, what is the difference between what is the difference between public safety and doing safety at a university?
Well, the missions are different. When you're doing public safety, you're basically handling calls for service and trying to solve crimes, solve murders, armed robberies, and things such as this. Where you're in a private sector as a university, it's more of a service type of situation where you're there to serve the public in a different way. You're there to make sure that the kids maturate through the process with the least amount of problems, because college is hard enough. So you don't have to worry about their cars getting broken into. So basically, when you target hard in the building, that's what I did. I'm a specialist in crime prevention and environmental design. So basically, we put in some environmental factors that's going to mitigate the possibility of our cars getting broken into, those type of things. So those are the type of crimes that we deal with mostly on a daily basis, making sure that, thefts and everything are not caused on a university setting. But also, we're more of a user-friendly type of environment where the officers interact with the kids on a daily basis. It's community policing at its highest level, where we become a partner. We're a partner with the university, not in an enforcement standpoint, but in an educational academic standpoint, where the student affairs office, we meet with them every 2 weeks. Like yesterday, we had the kids moving in. So what we did to make that area safe, we put officers on the street to block the traffic as the kids were moving their furniture, moving their things like that. You wouldn't do that at a city police department when somebody's moving into their home. But at the university, we're making sure that our kids get in there safely. Whenever we go on a field trip, we always have a police officer to monitor that the kids are safe when they're crossing the streets and things such as this. When they have an event at the arena, we set up the security for the arena to make sure that's a safe environment. So, the missions are different. We're not dealing with violent offenders. We're not dealing with drug deals. We're not dealing with things that you'd have to be more heavy-handed, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
We're more of a service organization and a collaborator with the administration, with the faculty and staff.
One thing that I think a lot of people in the public, and I try to drive this point home as much as possible. Tammy and I, we kind of talked about this yesterday about how underrated New Orleans is as far as having a higher education ecosystem.
Right.
And something that I try to drive home to listeners all the time is making an investment in higher education is really important because colleges and universities are community anchors.
Right.
So if we have a good, safe LSU New Orleans environment, that really helps the city overall, along with all the other colleges and universities having safe environments.
Right. I look at it from I have a unique perspective because I'm an adjunct professor at Loyola, I'm an adjunct professor at Dillard, I'm an adjunct professor at Southern, and I've also
listen to him flexing.
I'm not flexing. I'm not flexing. Well, I was.
So you were. Go ahead.
And I've also guest lectured at Tulane.
Yeah.
And I've guest lectured at Delgado. So I understand the importance of academia. When you look at the mission of a college, it's basically to get kids and young adults ready for life. And when you create that nurturing, safe environment, they become very comfortable. And when they're comfortable, then they can do their best.
Yeah.
Then when they do their best, then they can graduate, which is the ultimate goal. And then they will tell their friends, they will tell their circle that this is the place to be. And we have created that environment at LSU New Orleans.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that environment? You've touched on it a little bit about this is renaissance for the university and the campus, and you were talking about the students moving in. What was the environment like?
Oh, wow. The energy was palpable. I mean, these kids were so excited to be a part of LSU New Orleans. That LSU brand, you can't put a price tag on that. That has worldwide recognition. And now we are part of LSU. And when a kid can say that they go to LSU New Orleans, they're saying it with pride. I mean, you can feel the difference. I mean, the energy is shifted. And when I say the environment has changed, it's changed for the better. And there's a different walk, a different talk, a different feel, a different swagger, that 504 swagger. They understand what it means to love New Orleans. We have people who were going out of state to go to other colleges now staying here because they want to go to LSU New Orleans. That LSU brand is worldwide and it's synonymous with excellence. And we're doing things now that we're getting the Cove back open up.
What?
That's right. That's on the planning stages. I mean, we're gonna have the university to be the prototype of what a university should look like, not just in Louisiana, but in the whole United States. I'm so excited. I'm so pumped up because I see the leadership every day. I watch Norman Barnum grind every day. I watch Chancellor Wheeling grind every day. I watch Provost Kruger grind every day. And it motivates me to grind every day. So we're ready. We're ready for game time. Monday's game time, baby boy. We're ready. We ready.
That's right, because classes do start on Monday. That's the first day. And so there's a late registration for anybody who's thinking about it. One of the things that I think is really interesting, though, is I remember I actually did have a conversation with the last president, and we actually had lunch. And one of the things that I said to her was, this is going to be a very interesting transition because I'm sure a lot of people are really, really happy that LSU is going to have a footprint in New Orleans, at least besides the health center, but having a footprint in New Orleans at a traditional 4-year institution. At the same time, though, LSU does need New Orleans because it's a two-way relationship. I don't see it just going one way. I think LSU is probably just as happy to have a 4-year institution in New Orleans as New Orleans is happy to have LSU.
Who wouldn't be?
Exactly.
We're the greatest city in the world. When you look at New Orleans, we are unique. The number one tourism destination in the United States of America. Mardi Gras, Gumbo, Second Line, Sixth Ward. Shout out.
Yeah.
We are the place where everybody wants to be. And now you have an institution with the prestige and the name recognition to bring everybody to the table. Everybody's going to sit at the table. Everybody's going to eat. And everybody's going to enjoy their meal because we are one, like Frankie Beverly said.
Yeah.
I would sing it, but I don't want to do that because
I
don't want to mess no copyright stuff up.
You've done just about everything else.
Well, okay. I did sing at Essence, saying Wildfire. I did. Okay, all right, okay, I did. And my friend Renee Fleury with Real Love, they didn't want me to sing when we were young, and now I sang in front of 60,000 people at Essence, and he's still jealous of that. I don't think Real Love is sang in front of 60,000 people the entire line. They've been singing for 60 years.
Hold on now. You got to work out your stuff on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Horse, I apologize. For outing you on the radio.
Yeah, you need to go back to the lakefront and go protect the
But he was wrong for that. He was wrong for that. He put Blind in the group because he was happy being a black background. I wanted to be the lead singer. They wouldn't let me. So I dropped out. But that's all right. I'm not mad at you no more, Horse. I still love you.
You know what, man? You know what? Brene Brown said, stop working your stuff out on people.
I know. And look, it's so crazy. He called me yesterday messing with me. So I told him I was going to get him back. I didn't realize I was going to get him back. Big Soon put me up to that, Horse. Big Soon did. Michael Samuel. That's who made me do that.
With that being said, Eddie Campos III will go back to his job of protecting the LSU New Orleans campus because right now we have a moment that's happening. Hey, man, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for coming over to your old stomping grounds and letting us know what's going on with you.
Man, y'all still the best in the business. Man, I'm so blessed and honored just to be here. And, I love you guys. And like I said, I learned a lot about radio and communication sitting in that seat you in, ma'am. Yeah, Will taught me a lot. But the master teacher was Big O.
Oh yeah,
Big O.
Yes.
Big O is the master teacher.
Oh Lord, here we go. He's starting to shout out his people now.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody owes you money, we don't want to hear it on the air, all right? We're going to get into the next hour. As a matter of fact, we have some really cool stuff to talk about with Urban League Louisiana, and that's going to be coming up in just a little bit. I'm Betty Francis in for Will Sutton. Tammy Barney's hanging out with us, and Campos III. Thank you so much for hanging out, man.
Glad to be here.
This is the Good Morning Show on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
WBOK New Orleans, home of the Good Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. weekdays.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Colorado Springs is launching a new multi-agency team to improve its response to homelessness. African-American Mayor Yemi Mobolade.
Because enforcement alone will never solve homelessness. And that is why we are investing in solutions that actually help people move from the street.
He says the effort will coordinate services across city departments as officials work to build on recent declines in both overall homelessness and unsheltered populations. Boston Latin School in Boston, Massachusetts says Black student enrollment has doubled over the past 5 years. School leaders say the increase reflects ongoing efforts to expand access and diversity at one of the nation's oldest and most prestigious public schools. And Jean Baptiste has canceled several upcoming concert dates, citing personal circumstances. The Grammy-winning musician says 3 shows in Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and New York have been called off, though he plans to continue promoting his new albums and resume touring soon. Get BIN News now, on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
Good morning and welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Eddie Francis and for Will Sutton, Tammy Barney's hanging out with us. And tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., there's going to be an event at the Montreal Convention Center, the Urban League of Louisiana and Ochsner Health. They are going to have the Big Health event, and that is a free event. Here to tell us about it is Judy Reese-Morris from the National Urban League, and we also have, or I should say, from Urban League Louisiana, and Tanya Moore from, oh goodness, I accidentally hung up on Judy. Could you get her back, please? All right.
Oh,
and
no,
Tanya
Eddie.
Moore from Ochsner. Hey, Tanya, how you doing?
I'm well. Good morning. And what New Orleans is talking about is this big health event tomorrow, and we're excited about it.
Yes, tell us all about it as Jared works to get Judy back on the line.
Yes.
So sorry, Judy. I promise I do like you. I promise.
We have to get her back on.
morning.
Yes. So good morning.
Good
first of all,
morning.
everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Tomorrow morning, all roads lead to the Convention Center, Hall J, where we are hosting the partnership between the Urban League of Louisiana, sponsored and presented, title sponsored by Ochsner Health, the 5th annual Big Health event. And when we say Big Health, it's massive. And right now we have, our team members at the Convention Center moving in. And so basically this is a no-cost community event bringing together health screenings, wellness education, fitness activities, culinary demonstrations from a lot of local restaurants and catering services. And it's very family-oriented, and it is literally something for everyone in your home. And so, again, there's no cost. We have the lots across the street from Hall J are complimentary parking. So we try to eliminate all barriers to get there, but it's going to be a wonderful day. It really will.
It sounds really exciting. I'm looking forward to it since I'm going to be participating as well, moderating a couple of panels and things. I wanted to ask Judy Reese-Morris, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Tammy. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good morning, Judy.
Good morning, Dr. Moore. How are you?
Seeing that this is the 5th year that this event has been going on, I wanted to ask you, Judy, what is it that this partnership has been so valuable between the Urban League of Louisiana and Ochsner?
Well, good morning, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about this really significant event. As you just heard Dr. Tanya Moore speak about all of the activities and the screenings and the education and the interactions that are going to take place. This is really significant for a number of reasons. For one, it's 5 years old. We have been working in partnership with Ochsner to bring this free event, access, information, health and wellness experience to the community. We've done it 3 times. It will be 3 after tomorrow in New Orleans, but we've also done it around the state. We've been to Baton Rouge and we've been to Shreveport. This is really designed to focus the community's attention on the state of health and wellness, every individual and every family. And we know and we understand well at the Urban League that healthy families lead to healthy communities. healthy communities lead to healthy cities, regions, and a state, and it all leads to a healthy economy. And because we understand all of that, we knew that it was important for us to create something that would, in one place, bring all of the resources that are needed to get that check in with yourself and with your children and with your entire family. And that's what the Big Health event is all about. And so to be able to do that for the last 5 years, every year it has grown. As Tanya just said, it is going to be significant tomorrow at the Morial Convention Center. And because of the disparities that exist, you know, there was a spotlight placed on these disparities during the pandemic, but we know historically there have been disparities. And so knowing that those disparities exist, this is an opportunity to try to address those disparities, bring access, bring information to our community. And it really is not to be missed. Everyone who is listening should come, should tell everybody that they know there is literally something for everyone.
What type of screenings will be available for folks throughout the day?
Oh, they're going to be dynamic screenings. Actually, and I'm going to make this point after I list some, a lot of these screenings, aren't even provided during just a regular doctor's visit. So we're going to be looking at cancer screenings. We're doing kidney screening, kidney disease screenings. We have vision. We will have the mammogram bus on site, which is rolling in today, where, they will be able to get a mammogram and also have it read while they're, perusing the event. We have lots of screenings for young people. So we have a lot of kids back at school or heading back to school. Our Ochsner Children's Hospital will be there with student physicals. So we expect a large number of high school students and also other screenings that are recommended for kids between the ages of 0 to 18. And so we hope that everyone would come out and take advantage of it. Again, no cost to the family. And then also we're going to have dermatology screenings there and just the other regular biomarker screenings such as the blood pressure, glucose, cholesterol. And for men, we're going to be doing PSA screenings there as well. And so we're just looking forward to having a lot of the executions tomorrow, supported by the community and taking advantage of it. Access is an issue, not only here in the New Orleans area, but statewide. When it comes to getting with your physician, we will have lots of our world-class physicians and other health professionals and experts there tomorrow as well, leading up to our main stage panels, which we'll be hearing about dementia, GLP-1s, which are very popular, and also early child development. So understanding the brain of a child, what happens, what should your child be doing between the ages of 0 to 5. So again, just a lot of information, wealth, and let me say, the one thing that each of us can control is your own health. And so these are preventive measures and just ways that we want to reach out and bring impact to the community.
And you did say all of this is free.
No cost.
Yes.
Free.
Absolutely free.
Yes.
That is so amazing. And for the men to get a check and be free, I love this.
Yes.
No excuses.
No excuses.
And
no excuse.
And
free
I have
parking, free event, and no cost screenings. Come on now.
Yeah, and I do have to say, as someone who, by the way, I've had my checkups, and I have to say that for some men, one of the experiences that I had is I remember trying to set up a checkup for my prostate. And for some reason, it just wound up being kind of a hassle for me to set up the checkup. So so the men who can attend tomorrow, just so that men do hear it, is this one of the screenings they can expect tomorrow?
Yes,
Okay.
among many.
All right.
And
So for all the guys who have been told, you've been reminded time and time again, you got to get checked. You got to get checked. Tomorrow you have that opportunity to get checked, and it is free of charge. Judy, one of the questions that I had is, and I know that you covered some of this in your earlier answer, but when you think about what this means connected more tightly to the mission of the Urban League, where do you see the strongest connection there?
Well, I think there's actually a through line that runs through everything that we do at the Urban League. Of course, we focus on education and youth development. We focus on workforce development. We focus on entrepreneurship. Of course, we are a policy and advocacy organization. That was the core of our founding back in New York in 1910 with the National Urban League, of course, 1938 here in New Orleans. But health is the foundation of everything that we do, everything that we promote, everything that we advance. Our work is around addressing disparities and all of these issues that face our communities that have been historic issues that have faced our community. They're all interconnected. If you don't have your health, if you are not well physically, mentally, you're not going to be able to have a career. You're not going to be able to earn. You're not going to be able to invest. You're not going to be able to become a homeowner. All of those things that we work on at the Urban League of Louisiana, those things are all connected, but they all start with your ability to be healthy and well. And that is one of the reasons why, again, we have lifted up this issue. This is a pillar that Urban League affiliates across the country address. There are 94 of us across the United States, and health and wellness is one of those primary pillars that we look at. So for us, this is a core part of the work that we do. And I just want to say it has been absolutely great to have Ochsner as a partner for the last 5 years. They really understand what it means to address issues head on in community. You'll remember some years ago, they announced a 10-year, $100 million investment in the Healthy State Initiative, and that was one of the things that caught my eye, and we put a proposal together and went to Ochsner, and it fit in beautifully with the statewide work and across the American South work that Ochsner is doing. So this is core, this is fundamental, and it is foundational. And as you heard Tanya talk about everything that is being offered, we have a planning team that has been working for many, many months to make sure that this event is meeting the needs of our community. So it is really designed specifically with community in mind. It embodies the mission of the Urban League. It speaks to the commitment of Ochsner Health. And now the only thing left is for the community to come out tomorrow. We're asking people to get there a little bit early because there's so much ground to cover. There's so many things to do for your kids. We will have a career center open. So if you're looking for a job in the healthcare sector or otherwise, the Urban Leagues and the Ochsner career teams will be on site to be able to help you to look at that. If you are a small business owner and you're looking to do business in the healthcare sector or beyond, the Urban League's entrepreneurship team will be on site. If you want to register to vote, you'll have an opportunity to do that as well at the Big Health event. So it's everything all in one place. It is designed to meet the needs of the whole family, children, parents, grandparents, and we just now need everybody to come out and take advantage of all of these resources. You could never schedule all of these appointments and get all of these things done in one place in one day.
Not
Even
a
if
chance.
access was not an issue, you would need months. You might almost need a year to be able to schedule the kinds of appointments that you will be able to get in one place at no cost at the Big Health event tomorrow. So we are asking the community to bet on you, bet on yourself. Think about your health, think about your wellness, make an investment in your health and wellness, the health and wellness of your family members. Bring everybody out and come and take advantage of what we've put together, because we've put it together with a lot of passion, a lot of love, and a lot of concern for the community.
It sounds amazing, and it is a great opportunity for anyone who's had to make a doctor's appointment at any time. To have everything right there, all in one location, is absolutely amazing. So you definitely should take advantage of that. Is there anything that people should bring with them if they're planning to attend tomorrow?
Well, we are asking that if you can pre-register. We want to make sure that we have everything that you need when you come. So we will ask you to go to the Urban League's website. That's urbanleaguela.org and pre-register. Everyone in your family that will be coming with you. And then wear comfortable shoes because it is in Hall J. The convention center and Hall J will be packed, full of activities and interactions. So wear comfortable shoes, come on out and really spend the time. This will be a day well spent. Invest in yourself, invest in your family's health and wellness.
And I'd like to add, if everyone would bring their energy, bring their open-mindedness. You know, tomorrow it's our teams are very energetic. The event is full of energy, and so it's a positive outlook. Like, you know, you're going to have time to, you know, as Judy said, definitely wear your comfortable shoes, but to go check out all of the screenings, see what's happening in the children's zone, the culinary zone. Again, we have great local restaurants modifying their recipes and how to, you know, eat a little healthy. As one of the chefs said yesterday, it doesn't have to taste like cardboard. We like flavor. This is New Orleans, right? And so just modifying with certain ingredients to eat better and nourish the body. We have the fitness zones. We have STEM NOLA. We have a rock climbing wall. Again, it's so much taking place and going on, and not to mention so many of our community partners who will be sharing resources. So again, and we should have hydration stations for the attendees as well. So we're just looking forward to it. We're ready to open everyone with welcoming arms and a smile from our teams.
All right.
And Tanya, thank you for saying that. If I can say one last thing. We have students who are still returning to school, who have just started school. We will have school supplies and backpack giveaways tomorrow. So if there was something that you didn't get, if your young people are already in school, if they haven't started and they're getting ready to start and you're still getting things together for them, we will have that as well at the Big Health event. So there's just so much more. We don't have enough time to run through every single thing that will be there. But as Tanya mentioned, come on out, bring your open mind, bring your energy, and know that you are investing in your family's health and wellness. This is it. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Montreal Convention Center, the Big Health event.
All right. I'm going to stay away from the rock climbing wall.
Me too.
I don't need any incidents. I do not need any incidents. I don't want to be caught on video. I do not want to go viral. So I'm going to stay away from that thing. So
we'll have our urgent care team on.
Oh, thank you. Oh, man. All right, then.
You guys thought of everything.
So tomorrow, the Big Health event is going on at the Montreal Convention Center, Hall J. That is probably one of the most important things to know. Hall J. It's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The other important thing, it is free. Register by going to urbanleaguela.org, urbanleaguela.org, and you can even go /Big Health, and then you can register there free of charge. All right, Tanya Moore Judy Morris. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
then.
you.
We'll be back in just a little bit with the Good Morning Show. I'm Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton. Tammy Barney is joining us as well on WBOK. What New Orleans is talking about.
Friday morning, I'm Daryl Forges with WDSU News, and here's your headlines. As city leaders look to reform the Sewerage and Water Board, a council subcommittee approves 8 appointments to the Utilities Board of Directors. Along with the 2 members of the Board of Liquidation, City Debt, 6 New Orleans citizens are being appointed to the board. 2 are returning members, 4 are new. All will be subject to final approval by the full city council next week. This morning, more witnesses will take the stand in the Stage Rex murder trial. It comes after an emotional day of testimony from the victim's sister. Disbarred attorney Sean Alfredish and Leon Parker face charges in connection with the death of federal witness Cornelius Garrison. Family members of Nolan Wells and civil rights leaders are now demanding a federal investigation into the death of the Mississippi teen. He disappeared while on a trip with friends to Horn Island during the July 4th holiday. His body was found a few days later. The Congressional Black Caucus sent a letter urging the DOJ to determine whether a separate federal investigation, including a possible civil rights investigation, is warranted. And today is the last day for New Orleans youth to sign up for the Opportunity Pass pilot program. Officials say they're no longer taking new enrollments due to high demand. The program provides free RTA rides to Orleans Parish 16 to 24-year-olds. Those of you already signed up will not be affected. Paper pass users will have to visit a New Orleans public library location for monthly renewals. I'm Daryl Forges, and that's your headlines for WBOK. Have a great day and a fantastic weekend.
Trying to grow your business or increase traffic to your location? We can help. WBOK 1230 AM has a number of solutions that will meet your individual needs. Give one of our consultants a call today at 504-582-9420 or email us at info@wbok1230.com. And remember, an investment with WBOK is an investment in our community. Call today.
Climate Hope NOLA presents this month's climate keyword, adaptation. Climate adaptation means preparing our communities for stronger storms, hotter days, flooding, and rising water. That means planting trees, restoring wetlands, protecting homes, and helping families recover stronger after disasters. In New Orleans, resilience is part of who we are and how we survive. Learn more, stay informed, and take action with Climate Hope NOLA. Visit Team Hope NOLA on Instagram to learn more.
What if you could pull up a chair at the same table as your doctors? Join me, Kimber White Dupree, as I welcome board-certified physicians, Dr. Princess Dinner and Dr. Darlanda Rayno Harris. For Table Rounds, we're bringing those meaningful medical conversations out of the hospital and into our community. Health topics that matter most, from the health disparities and menopause to mental health and much more. Table Rounds with Dr. Princess Dinner and Dr. Darlanda Rayno Harris. Every 4th Monday at 10 a.m. on the front porch, because better conversations lead to better health.
For 5 years, one event has brought our community together around one goal, better health. I'm Judy Morse. Join the Urban League of Louisiana and presenting sponsor Oxnard Health on Saturday, August 15th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the 5th annual Big Health event at the Ernest M. Morial Convention Center. Enjoy free health screenings, free admission, free parking, and activities for the whole family. The Big Health event. One day, one place, all health.
This is Andronika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Losing a loved one is tough enough. Do you really want your family dealing with court battles and paperwork on top of it?
Whether you choose a will or a trust, think ahead. Take care of your family. Let them focus on healing instead of headaches. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Good morning. Wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
And welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton. Tammy Barney is hanging out with us this morning. Can you believe it? The Riverwalk is turning 40 years old.
I don't want to believe it. That means I'm getting old.
I mean,
remember.
I remember too. I remember too when the Riverwalk. I remember this excitement about it being built,
Yes.
and then it came along, and then all the stores opened up, and then everybody just went and just flooded the place. And I actually visited the Riverwalk not too long ago, and it was really cool. I hadn't hung out there in a while, and it was really cool to hang out there again, to check out some of the same stores and
Yes.
and to enjoy
food court.
enjoy the food court, and so. It was kind of good. I felt like I was a tourist in my own city again. That was really cool. But turning 40 years old, and here to talk about the celebration is Troy Thibodeau. He's an assistant general manager with the Riverwalk. Good morning, Troy. How are you?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing really, really well. So 40 years old, the Riverwalk. There's a celebration going on all month long. Tell us about it.
Yes, definitely. We're excited to turn 40. So like a little bit of history, for people that don't know, this is the original building that was built as part of the Louisiana World Exposition in 1984. Then in 1986, it transitioned into a shopping center, and then 2013, it got redeveloped. And, we're here now. We're celebrating the new chapter. We're celebrating the milestone. And by doing that, we are giving back to the Louisiana and New Orleans community. So we're celebrating 40 years with free parking. So it's a really exciting thing. So Louisiana locals can enjoy free parking throughout the month of August when they shop at Riverwalk with a minimum spend of $35. And that is for the Hilton Whale Lot parking lot, which is outside of our building.
So Troy, you just made Tammy grab her head, and so because you just reminded me too. I completely forgot it started as part of the World's Fair.
Yes. So we're one of the few buildings left. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, and I remember now it's all coming back to me, the entire deal. So, okay, so with the Riverwalk, doing this celebration, there are, so again, I mentioned some of the retailers that I remember seeing there. Happy to see some of them still there, but there are also going to be retailers that are going to be added. Tell us about the new and upcoming retailers.
Definitely. So, our new retailers are Burlington, Bath & Body Works, and Delacroix, which is located on Spanish Plaza. And then we're excited to announce 3 new retailers joining the Riverwalk, some this year, some next year. But it's going to be Pandora Fine Jewelry, Johnny's Caribbean Cuisine, and Oh My Jewelry.
Okay.
Ooh, Pandora. Love Pandora.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
And so, as part of this celebration as well, there's going to be 40 days of giveaways. Tell us more about that.
Yes, definitely. So we haven't announced it yet, but it is going to be 40 days of giveaways, which is going to be taking place over 5 weeks, starting in September 1st, ending October 10th. And what we're doing is we're going to make a social media giveaway and like incentive through there. And it's going to be 5 weekly winners that are going to get gift packages from our merchants and our retailers and a few goodies from us as well. So, we're trying to celebrate 40 years, trying to give back to the community and really make some buzz around Riverwalk.
For those who haven't been to the Riverwalk in a while, what are some of the stores that have been there for?
So currently, we still got our Nordstrom Rack. We have our Coach. We got Steve Madden, Puma, Tommy Hilfiger, Levi's, Gap. All of the favorites. And then, of course, which I believe the Fudgery has been here since 1984. So the Fudgery is it's a staple. So they just redeveloped their space. It's beautiful. They still have their employees singing. So it's a fun time right now.
Oh, man, I forgot about the Fudgery. Yes. That is, so you're right. That is a staple because
It is a staple.
That's where everybody stops, and people can't wait until the performances come.
Yes.
Oh man, that is really dope.
I know it's hard. I have to walk past there every day. I'm like, no, I'm not buying fudge. No,
I know, man, because that whole stretch smells of fudge.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. All right. That's no good for my diet.
No.
Not that I have
You
one.
have to go to the gym for an hour.
Yeah, yeah. Don't have Eddie
chief just
Compass come
talked
back
about
here and
that.
start pastry shaming us again. So when you what is it like for you as an assistant general manager? What is it like for you to take a stroll through the Riverwalk and especially when tourists come through or when locals are kind of rediscovering what's going on there? What's it like for you?
I'm a very observant person, so I'm constantly watching everything. So, it's making sure that guests are, having the best experience that they can, making sure that, the property stays clean and beautiful and functioning at all the times. So it's a process. It really is a process. You got to stay on your toes with this building.
One of the things that it occurs to me, you mentioned some of the high-end retailers that are there.
Yes.
And one of the things that I think surprises tourists sometimes is when they come to New Orleans and they expect to go to Bourbon Street and get drunk and just fall out or whatever, but they get kind of surprised when they go to the Riverwalk. I've heard people say, like, I would be on a flight coming to New Orleans and I would hear passengers, other people who would say, oh, yeah, I heard about this place, the Riverwalk, or have you ever been to the Riverwalk? That's like one of the hidden treasures of New Orleans, so it's really interesting to me when tourists discover the Riverwalk and they don't even realize that that's actually a staple of downtown. Do you hear some of those conversations yourself?
I do. It's interesting. We're one of the 2 malls that are only in New Orleans. And so it's fun when I hear that people do discover this building because, we have so much to offer with, our food court merchants and our variety of retailers that we have that are also at outlet prices, which I think is a huge opportunity for people to get their savings on while they're shopping down here. And I know you mentioned Bourbon Street, but we also have 2 bars as well. We have Fat Tuesday and River Bar, which is downstairs. So you can watch games here. You can get your drink on and shop at the same time.
That's always a plus.
But then there's the underrated part of the Riverwalk, and that is the view of the river.
I was going to mention that too, Eddie.
Yes.
Right off the food court. You can sit out there.
Our food court, So our food court balcony extends, and you can see the brand new bridge with all the new lights that they did out there. It's a really great view for people that are in the food court.
Troy, for anybody who wants to learn more about the Riverwalk and what it has to offer, how can they find out that information?
Definitely. Just visit us at riverwalkneworleans.com. You can find out more information about our upcoming retailers, how to go about to get the free parking for the month of August, and then also for our 40 days of giveaways.
All right. Well, so there are actually a couple of comments that we have on our Facebook page. So someone is asking about Home Goods. Let me know when Home Goods arrives. I don't know if that's in the or Home Sense. I don't know if that's still there or that's in the plans. Candy Apple Spot, is that still there? Is that something that's still there, the Candy Apple Spot, or no?
Candy Apples, no. I want to say when the redevelopment happened, they had repositioned themselves in the French Quarter.
Got it. So, Misty, you're stuck with the fudge, Misty. You're gonna have to.
That's the fudge. But you know what? The fudgery does have candy apples, though.
Oh, well, see, there you go. There you go.
Perfect.
See, all right. And again, tell us about the deal as far as 40. I hate to ask you to repeat this, but it is worth repeating. Tell us about the 40 days of giveaways again.
So it's going to span over 40 days, and I'm doing 5 weekly winners. So I'm going to have social media posts that people are going to have to interact with. So like, comment, share. And then what's going to happen is each week I'm going to select one random winner. That's going to be through a drawing, and then that winner is going to be notified via social media, and then they're going to get a gift package. So the gift package is going to consist of items that are being donated from our current retailers, as well as other goodies that are going to be from us.
What are the social media handles?
Our social media handles is Riverwalk NOLA.
All right, outstanding. And what are the platforms where we can find the Riverwalk?
It would be Facebook and on Instagram.
Oh, okay, all right. So
that's it. So it's only on our 2 official ones. So I'll be making that post within the next week so that way people can have an understanding of when it's going to drop.
Got it. Now, one of the things that I think you did mention this, but that there was, a lot of people may not realize that there was a major renovation. And
Yes.
tell us about that major renovation that happened.
Yeah, so in 2013, that was when the renovation took place with the previous owners of Howard Hughes Corporation. So they redeveloped the entire center and turned it into an outlet shopping center. So previously, I think it was just normal retailers that were in here, and then it got completely redeveloped, a whole new facelift. So I don't know if you remember, we were looking at photos the other day of the old property with the bricks and all the street lamps in here, and then it just got completely redeveloped and more modern into a up-to-date mall. And then from there, we've just been kicking it, getting new retailers, and welcoming visitors throughout. So it's exciting.
This ought to be really interesting because it seems that malls are making a comeback. Is that me, or am I imagining things, or are malls making a comeback?
They're making a comeback. I was walking into a store, not here, but I was was like, VHS tapes are back. So, hey, if we can bring back VHS tapes, we can bring back malls, let's bring it all back. It's all coming in nostalgia.
No.
Yeah. VHS tapes are back.
You don't want to, oh, come on, Tammy.
I
You don't
just
want
got
VHS
rid of
back?
all of mine. They can't come back.
What?
No.
Oh, please be kind and rewind.
Be kind and rewind.
as we bring back Blockbuster, maybe.
Maybe.
But Troy Thibodeau, thank you so much, man. This is some
course.
really cool information. The Riverwalk is turning 40 years old, celebrating all month long. And you can celebrate 40 years with free parking. Of course, there is some purchase that is in there, but I mean,
You're going to be shopping anyway.
I was going to say, because if you go in and if you intend to shop anyway, and it's kind of hard to walk through the Riverwalk and not shop.
Very difficult.
Correct.
Yeah, you just can't walk through the Riverwalk. That's just you could have all the quote unquote discipline you want, but I mean,
You're going to see some cool stuff.
you're gonna see something, especially a cool sale. That was the other thing. The last time I went through the Riverwalk, there was some really cool sales. Very, very cool sales. Almost bought some jeans.
Definitely. And
you get
if
to
people
enjoy
sign
the
up
air
online, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, you get to enjoy the air conditioning.
All right.
Oh, sorry. We're talking at the same time. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Troy.
So there's a rewards page on online website that if people sign up for it, they can get all the exclusive coupons and discounts that our retailers offer as well.
Oh, see now, winner chicken dinner. All right, so so if you go to riverwalkneworleans.com, there are coupon pages.
Yes.
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Don't bury the lead, man. Okay, there we go.
I'm trying to throw it all out there. There's a lot.
and then you were about to say, Tammy,
That you can enjoy the air conditioning in August. So
that part.
Yeah, because I do remember once I went to the Riverwalk. I wanted to sit outside. It was a really good idea, but it was August, and I sat outside for about 30 seconds, and I walked right back inside. Yep. Finishing my food inside. Troy Thibodeau is the assistant general manager of the Riverwalk. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for telling us about the Riverwalk turning 40. I know folks can't wait to get over there, so we really appreciate you, man.
Of course. Thank you guys so much.
All right, you got it. And again, if you want to find out more information, you can go to riverwalkneworleans.com, riverwalkneworleans.com. Again, as he mentioned, you do have deals online that you can take advantage of. You can go to the Facebook and the Instagram accounts, and you can take advantage of deals there as well. Riverwalk NOLA is the handle for both of those. And I mean, celebrating 40 years.
40 years.
Golly, man. Oh, man. All right, well, we're going to wrap this thing up in just a little bit, this edition of the Good Morning Show. I know we're going out a little bit early here, but we're going to go ahead and wrap this up in just a little bit. I'm Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton. Tammy Barney's hanging out with us on the Good Morning Show on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In nearly 50 years of covering Louisiana's justice system, I have never witnessed the indictment of a sitting state attorney general by an Orleans Parish grand jury or by a grand jury in any other Louisiana parish. That was big news. Then came even bigger news. All of the charges were dropped by the special prosecutor assigned to oversee the case. Former Judge Lori White, the special prosecutor, says she dropped the indictment against State Attorney General Liz Murrill because New Orleans Mayor Helena Moreno and other city officials urged her to do so to ease tensions between the city and state. The mayor offered a peace sign asking Governor Jeff Landry to meet so they could resolve their differences. Landry said no, not until the city gets things in order. Requesting that the AG charges be dropped was another peace sign. Landry still said no thank you. Landry and Murrill have no interest in being friends with New Orleans leaders. I understand not wanting to be friends with people who you think want you to be put behind bars for 80 years. The circumstances and the players are different, but what we have here is the latest chapter in a long history of the bruising political wars between the state and the city. It's not good for the city or the state. Who knows how this latest drama will play out? What matters is whether this legal grudge match helps citizens who want leaders who will improve their quality of life. Now, this unfortunate drama is damaging our state, our city, our judiciary, and our chances for more economic development. It boils down to this. It's a cartoon with characters bashing each other, and it's not funny. We deserve better. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
WBOK is pleased to announce the reboot of Crosstown Conversations with host Gene Nathan. A heightened focus on cultural entertainment events and the creators who present them. The new time is now Saturday at noon. Tune into the stories of our exploding creative scene with Gene Nathan on Crosstown Conversations.
This summer, the place to be is downtown. From incredible restaurants and shopping to retail, wellness, and so much more. Enjoy special offers and discounts from participating downtown businesses all season long. Brought to you by the Downtown Development District. Whether it's after work, date night, or weekend fun, there's always something happening downtown. Plan your next outing at participating locations like Coppervine, Mother's, the Audubon Aquarium, and Riverwalk Outlets. Visit downtownnola.com. Summer starts here. Extended through Labor Day, Louisiana residents get half off general admission to the National World War II Museum. Take advantage of 50% off and beat the summer heat at New Orleans' #1 attraction. Don't wait. Plan your visit at nationalworldwar2museum.org.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Good morning, wake up. The Good Morning Show. Good morning. On WBOK.
And welcome back to the Good Morning Show. Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton, and Tammy Barney is hanging out with us. And if you are eager to get football season started, which I've followed some folks on social media they just have been waiting for football season.
Love football season.
You do?
I do.
You're a big football fan?
I'm a big football fan.
Get out of here. Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Do you hold on to your Detroit roots with that, or?
I'm going to be honest here.
Mm-hmm.
I was never a Lions fan because the Lions were terrible when I was growing up. I was more of a Detroit Pistons fan, basketball.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
But I have, this past couple of seasons, jumped on the bandwagon for the Lions, not before the Saints, but as a secondary team if the Saints don't go far.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I can understand that. Our boy David Grubb. David is Lions, Saints, Lions. He goes back and forth. Pistons, Pels, Pistons. Probably
Yes.
much more Pistons than Pels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
And I
we'll
like
do
the
more.
Pels too. Pels
Yeah.
games are so much fun.
I
wish
love the
they
Pels
would
games.
win just a little more.
I know.
please.
We need some help in that department.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tomorrow, if you were eager for the Saints season to get started, you are in luck because tomorrow's the first preseason game. The Jaguars are going to be visiting the Superdome at 3 p.m. tomorrow. The Jaguars, they're going to be there at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And then the next two preseason games are away against L.A., the Rams, and the Cowpokes, Dallas Cowboys. But they are not even, the Saints aren't even going to be at home. The first home game for the regular season isn't even until September 27th, and that's against the Raiders.
That's a long way away.
That is a long way away. So the first two regular season games are against the Lions on the 13th and against the Ravens on the 20th. Man, that is not a very forgiving start to the season.
No.
That is not forgiving at all. Man, that's asking a lot of the old Saints on that one. So this is going to be a really interesting season. I'm really interested in how this season is going to even start. With the second year quarterback under center, good old Tyler Shuck under center, and some shifts in the offense. I can't wait to see Travis Etienne. Can't wait to see what he does.
Yes.
So that's going to be interesting. Alvin Kamara starting to sunset his career.
Yes.
You
Poor
hate to see
AK.
it.
I
Yeah,
know,
you
I
hate to see it. You hate to see it, but
And my Cam.
yeah. So yeah, Cam, they're sunsetting the seasons, their careers, and so it's gonna be interesting to see what the combination of Shuck and Etienne does, and as well as Chris Olave is still. Yeah, he's still there.
Yes,
he's still there. He's still doing his thing. But the rookie receiver Jordan, I can't remember his name right now.
You don't ever remember rookie names.
Oh, that's a shame. That's not
No,
nice.
rookies don't have a name till after their first year.
Why
They're just the rookie.
Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta say just the rookie?
Just the rookie.
That is really goodness gracious. It's hard in these rookie streets. Okay, but we'll see what the rookies do. Despite what Tammy Barney says, I'm gonna learn your name, fellas. I'll learn it. I am excited also that tomorrow on my show On the Way Forward is going to be part one of a 2-part series that I'm doing with Dr. Andrea Boyles, and that is going to be a series called Operationalizing Black Love.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a topic.
So Dr. Boyles and I, one morning when we were doing the Good Morning show together, as we were talking about, I can't remember what exactly we were talking about, but at one point offhanded, she just says, and she's a sociologist.
Mm-hmm.
And so her mind is always going in terms of human behavior. And just kind of offhandedly at some point during the conversation, and we were winding the conversation down, she said, we need to figure out how to operationalize Black love. And I was just fascinated by that.
That is fascinating.
So I asked her to expand on that conversation for the way forward. And so I plan to interview her for 20. We recorded the interview. I plan to interview her for 25 minutes. That interview went an hour. And
Wow.
so the interview went an hour. To hear her process this is really fascinating. And just for folks to understand what we're doing here, to operationalize something is to take something that is an abstract concept and to make it real, and to make it real in a way that you can measure it and take action on it. So so right now there is a big survey that's being done by Gallup, I want to say. It's a generational survey that they're doing where they're measuring happiness in countries. And so how do you measure happiness? Well, one of the measurements, my friend AI helped me with this. One of the measurements of happiness is measuring how many times an hour someone smiles, or or how, and so using measurements like that. And so, we had this conversation about what does it look like for Black folks to love one another, but instead of it just being this abstract concept where we just love on each other and we help one another, what does it look like to actually measure how well we're doing at loving one another? And so, spoiler alert, we don't come up with an answer in this interview.
Oh, come on.
Spoiler alert, I don't want to disappoint anybody, but the process of talking through it and even figuring out what it could look like is fascinating.
It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, and to hear it from her, to hear it from a sociologist, and particularly a Black sociologist, is really the part of the conversation that is the part of the conversation that I truly, truly measure. I truly treasure. And so I can't wait for people to hear that interview. The way forward is tomorrow, 3 p.m., streaming at WBOK1230.com. Also, the Play Ode app. You can catch it there. After the interviews, I upload the interviews to my YouTube channel. So you can go to the Eddie Francis YouTube channel. But tomorrow, I really urge you to take a listen to what Andrea Boyles has to say about what it means to operationalize Black love.
Ah, that sounds very fascinating.
It does. It does. And it was really born out of this conversation of what does it look like for the Black community? We know what it looks like for us to support one another.
Yes.
But what happens if we were to actually find out how to create data from what that support looks like? That's the thing.
Wow, that's just blowing my mind right now. Data from what that looks like.
Exactly. And so what do you use? Like this month. Okay, so this month is a really good example. August, for those who did not know, is Black Philanthropy Month.
Did not know that.
Yes, it is Black Philanthropy Month. And what happens with Black Philanthropy Month is we celebrate the ways that Black folks give.
Okay.
And it's not money, it's giving talent, time, treasure. So so obviously you have the folks who give to their high school alma maters. They give money to their college alma maters. And since it's Black Philanthropy Month, we're talking about Black folks who give back to their HBCUs. That would be appropriate there. Or in the case of you and me, if we were to give to the Black Student Union at Loyola.
Yes.
Which I have done. I have donated to the Black Student Union. You have that. But what does it also look like? Or Black Philanthropy Month also celebrates those times that we volunteer. And it calls attention to the fact that philanthropy is not just money. It's not just monetary based. Philanthropy is because the root of the word is love for mankind. And so philanthropy is not just money. What does it look like for, say, a bunch of people to let's use STEM NOLA as an example. What would it look like for 50 Black folks one day to show up and volunteer for STEM NOLA? You're welcome, Calvin Mackey.
Yes.
But what would it look like?
That would be probably amazing for the kids, for sure.
Exactly. So you have all of these kids who would benefit. You have the STEM NOLA staff who would their jobs would become a lot easier.
Yes.
Which makes them more impactful in their work. They can concentrate on things that they really need to do. But at the same time, the celebration is the people being there and giving that time, giving 2 quality hours to a kid,
Makes a world of difference.
And then on top of that, think about, Eddie Campos was messing with me earlier about the hierarchy of needs, of self-actualization. What does it mean for a kid to build a device and to have an adult stand there next to him for 2 hours saying you can do it? And then this kid builds this device that they probably never thought they could build. I mean, that's worth its weight in gold.
Circles back to what we were talking about yesterday. I think it was about innovation.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
What you need to
Yeah.
be innovative.
Exactly.
You need that encouragement.
That
that
is
support.
That is celebrated.
That time.
That is part of the celebration of Black Philanthropy Month. And so what does it look like if we were to use Black Philanthropy Month as a platform to operationalize Black love?
Yes.
And so so I
love it.
Yeah. I mean, and these are the, I have to say, Tammy, these are the types of things that I want to use this microphone for. I want to use this microphone to help people build dreams. And I want Black folks specifically, I want us to realize dreams and I want to be able to use the microphone to help us realize what it looks like for us to move forward as a community. And at the same time, realizing that we're not going to agree on everything. I mean, we're going to fight, but that's what family is.
So we're going to fight with love.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate it when Black folks disagree with one another and someone says, listen, I mean this in love.
Yes.
I mean this in love. But what you said was wrong. But I mean, it makes a difference, though.
It does make a difference.
There's a difference between I mean this in love, what you said was wrong, what you did was wrong, or what's wrong with you. Like, those are two very different approaches.
Yes.
Those are two very different approaches. And I'm willing to bet that when you say to somebody, hey, it's even if you were to say no disrespect, I imagine that when you disagree with someone and you preface it with, I mean this in love or no disrespect, it lands a lot easier.
It does. And you don't shut down. Like, at least the person is more likely to listen to what you have to say.
Yeah.
They still may not agree with you, but
Yes.
at least they'll listen.
Yes. Yes. I teach a course, a college course, and an important part of the course, I talk about the process of communication. And I talk about there being a message sender, a message receiver, and then you have the message and the channel through which you send the message. And I always talk about the responsibility that the message sender has to make sure that the message is clear and to make sure that the message has meaning. Now, the message receiver is also responsible for making sure that they understand the message, but the message sender does bear a lot of responsibility in the process as far as selecting the message, selecting how they send the message, and that sort of thing. That's one of the things I would love for Black folks to really, communication is probably one of our biggest challenges.
I would agree.
And I really would like for us as a community, when we have opportunities like a Black Philanthropy Month, when we have opportunities to think about something like operationalizing Black love, and especially when, and I'm going to leave this with some folks. They probably won't appreciate this present. But when we talk about some of our Black business people and Black politicians who we disagree with, we can tell them that we don't like what they did in love.
Yes, we can. We can.
We can do that. We ain't got to call people names.
No name calling, please.
We ain't got to do it. And I know how we feel, and I get it. And the anger is very well earned in so many cases. If I'm angry at somebody, if I'm angry at a politician, I'm angry for a reason.
Yes.
I'm angry for a reason. But if we, specifically in the Black community, figure out how we can do that more in love, then we can probably get better results out of the people who are leading. That's my 2 cents.
I like the way you think.
I'm glad somebody does. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Good Morning Show. It has been a lot of fun. I think Will is back on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. But it is great to hang out with you as always. Tammy, thank you so much.
It's been great, Eddie.
Yeah,
Love
thank
it.
you so much. Jared, you the man. Appreciate you. Dog. All right, then. The Front Porch is coming up, so make sure you hang out with them because they need friends. That is it for the Good Morning Show. I'm Eddie Francis in for Will Sutton. Thanks again, Tammy. Thanks again, Jared, on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.